Hi, everyone. Welcome to my weekly live. My name is Julie Gilson, and I'm with stampinggala.com. I think you're going to really love what I have for you today. I'm using the Extraordinary Flora stamp set, but actually I'm not using the stamp set. I'm using the dies that go with it and the washi tape, but I wanted to show you this. I'll show you the die when I come to it, okay? But I just wanted to point that out. I have two beautiful, I think, birthday cards, and the only stamping on here is the sentiment. Same thing here because we're using washi tape, and this is such a great product. I think you're going to love it. I do have to say that the washi tape is on back order, but it's expected back in stock on Monday. So I thought it would be okay to show you this. And then I created a really cute little notepad. So I think you'll like that as well. And I am going to have to grab one of these notepad holders or notepads itself. Let me see. I'm also using this DSP right here is actually white, and I'll show you it. It's right here. You can hardly see it, but I'm going to point that out little bit later, and I'm going to show you an example as well. Okay, so let me grab a notepad so I don't have to interrupt as we go. Let me see, where did it go? Okay, I got it. And these are just 3x5-inch notepads, just the little scratch pads. And I believe I got these on Amazon. You get everything on Amazon, right? So ladies, if you're new to my channel, please let us know so we can give you a warm welcome. We have a lot of nice ladies that are on here every single week. So I think you're going to like it here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to start off with this one right here. Okay, so I just think it's gorgeous. So let me bring this stuff in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. And then I'm going to show you the paper as well as when I get to it. So this is 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5.5. And this is Melon Mambo. As you know, it's one of my favorite colors. So anyway, we're going to fold that over. All right. And then another one of my favorites is this embossing folder called Press Flowers. There you can see it. It is gorgeous. Let me see if I can show you if you can see it here. I've been actually labeling all my stuff as it comes in now, so I won't get stuck not knowing a name. But anyway, that is the embossing folder, and this is 4 3/4 by 3.5. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of this paper. Now, let me show you this. There's 3 different designs in here. You're going to, what I'm doing is brushing it on with a blending brush. But look at this design. It has leaves. Can you see that? The one I'm using is this kind of a plaid pattern. But the other day, I did a card for my newsletter. And this is another pattern. It's floral. And I just sponged this with balmy blue. So you get those styles in that paper. And it's called Irresistible Designs, I believe. Let me see. Irresistible Designs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to sponge this. Well, not really sponge it. We're going to use the blending brush, and I'm using Melon Mambo. This is left over from what I did earlier, but it's going to be sponged right on top. So anyway, so this piece is 1 1/4 by 3.5. So you can make it as dark or as light as you want. And on my sample, I have it darker on the bottom. And as I went up, it was a little bit lighter, not much. So I just love this. I love the fact that if you don't have the color DSP that you're looking for, this is a great option. And if you don't have these blending brushes, it's a must-have. Now, we have them in large or small, and I prefer them in small, only because I think they're easier to work with. Okay, so I'm getting it darker on the bottom, as you can see. A little bit more, and then I'm done with it. Okay, then I have a piece of napkin here, and I'm just going to brush it off, and you can see a little bit gets on there. And this is like white embossed, so that's why I'm getting it off of there, so the white pops a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to put this on right here. Hey, May, are you back from France? And by the way, ladies, I want to thank all of you that have been sending cards to, May for my sister. And then also last week I asked if you would all send a card to a friend of mine that's in her 80s. So I have received some cards. So thank you so much. All right, so we're putting this on the bottom. And my friend Sheila that's on here, a special thank you to her. She sends me cards every single week. Okay, so I'm making sure that's on there really well. And then I took a strip of gold, and this is just like a 1/4 inch. I'm not going to put it on the back of that. I'm going to put it down here. I'm glad you had fun, May. All right, so see how that is? And then here it is. We're going to just trim it off so it's a nice flush. It looks perfect then. Now, I will have this on my blog tomorrow, along with the all the products I used. And as always, I offer an ordering special. And if you place an order, a qualified order of $50 or more, I will send you these make and takes for free. I did have to raise it because the products were raised on me or on everybody, but more so the you also get your Stampin' Rewards. So with a $50 credit, you get an additional $45. I mean, excuse me. You get, I wish it were that. You get $5 towards your next purchase. And you can add it up, save it, do whatever you want. And you just can't use it on that purchase. It goes towards the next one. But your previous purchase, you can. Okay. All right. So let me trim this off. And then the fun's going to come. Got to make sure this is down really well. Let me see. I'm going to trim that a tiny bit more. Kathy Denzel, I see you're on here. Thank you so much. And Carol as well for sending my sister a card. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to take this, and this is going to just be glued on here, okay? Now, this looks like it's lifting, but it's not. It's just thicker. All right, so we're going to put this down. Just want to make sure it's straight. Okay, isn't that embossing powder folder beautiful? Kathy, not the greatest, to be honest with you. If you're ever out this way, she would love for you to stop by and see her. She's now in Westland at Regency in Westland. Okay, so I have a piece of gold foil and a piece of basic white, and I cut these out. This one here, and then the next largest size with the gold. So I'm going to layer this with dimensionals. And boy, I'm hot down here. And it's crazy. I go to see my sister, and she has 2 sweaters on. She's got the heat on, and I'm dripping wet. She just got moved 2 days ago, and I just can't believe how these nursing homes are. They didn't check her records or anything, and they had her try to get up by herself and go to the restroom, and she fell, along with some other things that I don't even want to mention. But anyway, this is going right here. Is that not so pretty? And I went in there yesterday, and on her dresser was a used syringe. They didn't even bother throwing it out. Okay, so then this is going to go right here. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going to scoot it over a tiny bit. See how up here it's not as dark as it is down here. I really like that look. Okay, so now comes the fun part. Now we have this washi tape, and there's 2 different colors on here. I'm going to show you the 2 different colors. But what you're going to do is I took a piece, even though it doesn't need to be this wide. This is only really like 3 1/4 inch wide. And I did it by 3 3/4, because if you're not completely even and it goes off to the side, you want it to still be covered. I'm going to grab the other color so I can show you. And I don't have it on here perfectly because I used some of it. But I am using I think it's strawberry slush, but I paired it with Melon Mambo. And the easiest way to do this, I think, is just pull this off just a little bit. And I have to stand up for this. And I put it towards the top. And I just make sure I have it stuck down just with my finger there. Then what I do is I unroll it a little bit. And then I just push my hand across. Unroll it a little bit more again. And unroll it some more. And it's going to end up right here. Now, there is a little crease here, but you can just smooth it out with your finger, and it comes out perfectly. See? So what I'll do is I'll take my scissors, and let me grab them. And I'm just going to cut this. And see, this starts the other color. So I want to just go around like this. Okay. So then this is ready to run through the Big Shot. Okay. And then I can just leave this on here, and then it doesn't, I'm not going to pull it off this paper yet, because the basic white, because it acts as a little tab that I can easily pull it. Okay. So then I did run it through the dye machine. Let me grab it. And one dye, which is really cool. So then it all pops out. Let me get a piece of paper so you can see. It all pops out all at once. So you have all of this ready to make cards with. And that's what we're going to do here. Okay, so that's trash. And speaking of trash, I got to show you the cutest little thing I got today at Target. Look at this little garbage can for my desk. So I'm going to try and be neater and just put my garbage in here as I go. Okay, so here are the pieces I'm going to work with. Aren't they pretty? Now I will show you how the other shade looks. It's just the two shades, but look how thick this is. I don't even know how much is in here, but it will make a ton of cards. Now here is the other shade, and it's a more of like a berry burst, and or maybe it's a fresh freesia and petunia pop. Okay, so that's ready to go, and I just put that on a piece of paper, cardstock, so I wouldn't lose that piece. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take this one here and this one. The two biggest ones out of the group, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back. Grab my dimensionals. Oh my gosh. You know what? I forgot to stamp happy birthday. So we got to do that again. Hold on one second. I was so anxious to show you that. So I'm going to show you what I do when I make mistakes, which happens often. Okay, we're going to take our stamp. I didn't realize it till I was going to put it together. All right, and we're going to stamp with Versamark. Did anybody catch that mistake as I was going? Be honest, I don't care. Okay, so we're going to just stamp this here. All right, and then we're going to grab our gold embossing powder. And I always keep a little brush on hand to get the little extra off. All right, so let's heat this up, and then I'll die cut it. Okay, so is this the one? Yep. Okay, I'm going to heat that just one more time. If you notice here on the end, it's not as shiny, so I want to make it shinier. There it goes. Okay, I'm going to let it dry just a second, and then I'm going to position this on here and die cut it. Okay, so I'm just going to be right here on my die cutting machine. I wish I could figure out how to do the camera and camera, so I could have a camera over my big shot. In fact, maybe I will get my son to do that for me. Okay, so I have this now. So it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't make a mistake. Okay, I'm not going to try and take that off. I'm just going to glue this right on top. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't have another trick up my sleeve. I just screwed up again. Okay. So now this will cost $5 to mail. I'm just joking. Okay. So we have this. All right. Easy fix. All right. And then we're going to go back to our little dies here. Aren't these the coolest things? I got that from a friend. Actually, two friends sent them to me. And it is the coolest thing. It's from My Sweet Petunia. I don't know if you can see it there, but it is so cool. Okay, so we're going to put this one down first, and I'm going to put it a little bit further than halfway. All right, and then this one is going to go here, and it's going to overlap the other one just a little bit. Okay, just like that. All right, and then we're going to take a few different flowers in here and add to it. Now, these are on dimensionals, of course, and the rest of them we're going to glue on. This May is great, especially for people who have carpal tunnel. You know what? I'm not going to try that. I'm going to just cut this a tiny bit, slide that there. Okay, wanted that with glue. Okay, let me see what else I have here. This one is going to go over here. And you can just play it. Almost makes you feel like a florist with these. This one is going to go right here. And then there's another shade in here that I didn't use, which will be great for like fall cards. And I will use that. And then this here. And you don't need a lot of glue. All right. And then I'm just going to put a couple of this one, the smaller one right here. I'm going to put a little dot of glue on that, and I'm going to put it right down here. Slide it under a little bit. Maybe pull this one out a tad for more greenery. Okay. Then I went back to the Layers of Beauty dies, and they have these really neat dies in here. Actually, I have them off here. I still have them in the die. So this one. And so I used 3 different ones in the same die pack. Oops. And this is all in gold foil. And they're scraps. And what I could have done is taken them right out of this, right in the center. But I already had them cut. So, okay. So this little one, I'm going to place. This is the smallest of the 3. I'm just going to place this one right here. This one I would say is the medium-sized one. And I'm going to place this kind of over top of that. And then the largest one is going to be coming out on the bottom. Now it's probably a little bit different than the other one, but it's equally as pretty. Okay, then what we're going to do is take, we're going to take the ribbon and tie a bow. And this is the gold ribbon. It comes in a pack of 2, so it does have silver ribbon with it. So it's a great deal. I like metallics, if you didn't already know that. And always cut your ribbon on an angle. All right, so this is going to go right there. So we're going to put that on with a glue dot. Let me grab my scissors and just grab this off of here. It's easier. I'm going to put it right here and put it right on the glue dot. And then there's just one more thing on the outside that we're going to do. Patricia, it went just okay. I did get some really good leads. Now, I did do this a little bit lower than the other one, so I'm going to just put these right up here. Okay. All right, so this is the outside of the card, and then we're going to do the inside. So let me grab. Let me see. All right, so we're going to put this on the inside, and what we're going to do is, let me see. I think we're just going to grab one of these, one of the leftover flowers, and put it right up there in the center. And this is going on a piece of cardstock that is 5 by 3 3/4, and then the bottom one is 5 1/8 by 3 5/8. Wait a minute, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Isn't it fun, LaSheila? This is, wait till you, I know you're going to get it. That's just how you are. You get everything I have. Let me trim this off. May, one thing about this this gun, I didn't use it for a while because I didn't use it correctly and it was frustrating me. But then the person who gave it to me said you got to keep it in the stand when you're not using it. And now it works perfectly. Okay. So here is your card, your first card. I hope you like it. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one, and that is this one right here. And let me make sure. Let me see what I have here. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so this is your next card, and I want to show you. I am going to stamp this first and then emboss, and I'll tell you why in just a second. All right, so let me grab this and make sure I have the right sizes here. I do. Okay, so this time it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to fold this over. And let me get this out of the way. Okay, so now this time what we're going to do, this is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So what I'm going to do is stamp it first, because then I can get the embossing placed exactly where I want it. Okay, so let's bring in the stamp and the Versamark. I just love this much. Okay, so we're going to put it about right here. Okay, let me just put that there, and we're going to bring back in this piece of paper and my gold embossing powder. And I think that's going to be perfectly placed. Okay, so let's heat this up. Okay, so let's see how close I got to this one. That's pretty darn close, isn't it? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is grab my embossing folder. If I can find, that's right here. Okay, now just so you know, the side that's flat is going to be actually the front. This part that's lifted is pushed through the front. So what I want to do is place this, and see what I mean? I want to put this right centered between the two peaks, if that makes sense. Okay, can you see that? In fact, I'm going to drop it a little bit so we get more embossing. Can you see that? And I want to make sure that it's straight. Okay, so I'm going to run this through the Big Shot to get it embossed. And I got to get the right plates on here. It's funny because each one is slightly different. So sometimes I have to play with it for a second to get the right plates on it. And I have like 8 embossing machines. And the reason for that is I do so many events that I have people over here helping me a lot. So I want to have everybody well equipped. Okay, so see how that is? All right, it worked out perfectly. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to color this up. So I have a strip of this. So let me bring in this piece, and we're going to color this up, okay? And this would be so, this paper is going to be really pretty during the holidays because it's kind of a, you can make it kind of look like a tartan plaid. And with bright red or green, it would be beautiful. Now, make sure you don't get any ink on your hands that transfer into the card like I did. Okay, so I think that looks really good. All right, so let's move this out of the way so I don't mess up here. And then I have a piece here of gold foil. So we're going to place it on here, and I will need to trim it. I'm going to put it right in the middle so it looks really good. Now, those of you that do craft shows, this last project that I'm going to do will be perfect for your craft shows. And I can't believe we're talking craft shows already. Okay, so I'm going to put this down about right there. Okay, and then I'll trim off the ends. Hi, Virginia. Are you new to my channel? Okay. Move this down. It didn't seem like it was completely straight. Now it does. Well, welcome. How did you find me? Okay, and I'm going to trim this off just a little bit. Okay, so look how pretty that looks. It almost looks Christmassy there. Okay, we're going to back it with a piece of 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. So we're going to put this on. You're right. Great, Virginia. Are you a demonstrator as well? It's funny how people find you in different ways. A lot of people find me on Pinterest and Facebook as well. For those of you that don't know, I do monthly classes by mail. They're called Create a la carte, and you get 5 projects and about $20 in consumable products that you have plenty left over. Like this past month, you got a full pack of DSP and a full roll of ribbon. And anyway, in the 5 projects, and it's $45, and that includes shipping. And you can quit at any time. So afterwards, Virginia, if you want to check out my blog at stampinggala.com, you can read about it there. I also do scrapbook by mail too, scrapbook pages by mail. Okay, so we're going to glue this on. Okay, and make certain that you get it straight. Okay. All right, so now I did already, I cut another one out, so I have the pieces here. And I just put them on a tray so I don't lose them. So I don't have to show you that again. So anyway, I'm just going to pull out the pieces that I'm going to use. I'm going to start with these 2. I like to start with the largest pieces because they kind of act as an anchor. I'm glad you do, Virginia. Where are you from? What state? Are you from the United States? I do have on a matching top. I don't know how it's coming across. Oh, you're a Midwesterner too. I am as well. Okay, so we're going to put this down right here, just like that. And the other one is going to go up here. Okay, so far that in itself is pretty, just like that. Okay, one of the other favorites, I have to find it in here. Is this it? Yep. Is this one, the little rosebud one. So we're going to glue this on. Well, the new people, if you go to my blog, these will be on there for free. The ones that I do on Thursdays for my videos. But I also have videos or lots of paid PDFs. And if you're on my team, you get them for free. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, so this is another piece that we're going to put down. Just some more greenery. Which DSP? Are you talking about this one right here? It is called Irresistible Designs, if that's the one you're talking about. And you know what? I'm going to cut this just a little bit. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us today, Linda. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Now, see, there's a gap there. So I want to take one of these flowers and just, I'm going to put it on a dimensional and fill that in. I love flowers on cards, but I am not a good gardener, just so you know. Okay, so I have all the floral pieces on that I want. So I'll move this out of the way. And then I did die cut the same gold pieces from the Layering Beauty dies. So we're going to put these on. Thanks, LaSheila. Now, anybody who purchases from me from now until Sunday that purchases $50 or more will get these make and takes in the mail for free. I mail them right to your house so you can make them yourself. And these will be die cut for you. It'll come in the package. So you don't even have to wait for this to come back in stock. Okay, and then one last one here. I just like the touches of gold. What do you think? All right, so then we're going to grab, these are called the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink, I believe, gems. So we're going to put these down. I think I'll put one there. And we'll do one here and one here. There it is. All right, and then we'll just do a bow. Thank you, Kathy. I'm all fingers today. Or all thumbs, I should say. Okay, now where are my glue dots? Right here. I'll put this down right here. Now, another thing you can do, believe it or not, is you can stamp on this with Versamark and add the gold right on here with the stamp. So you can stamp this right over the washi tape in gold. Okay, so let me get the inside pieces for this. And this time, let me see, do I have it over here? Okay, we'll just add some greenery down here in the corner. And we'll add a couple of flowers. How's that? Let me see. Just like that. All right. Oh, that's so funny, Kathy. You've been following me for a long time. I think I'll do this one right here. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that one. I think maybe I'll do this one. And just, I'm going to take a piece of this because I just slid it under there, put some glue on here, and just slide it under like that so I don't mess up my paper there. All right. So we'll put this together. All right, and we'll put this on the inside of your card. And I'm really curious this time which card you like better, the first or the second. This one here or this card. So this would be the first, and then this one is the second. I'd love for you to vote for me. See which one you like the best. Okay, now finally we're going to make this, and it is so simple. Okay, so let's get started on this. So this is a piece of, I can't even think, Melon Mambo, and it is 5 by 8. And we're scoring it at 3, 3 1/8. Let me see. Line this up right. 3, 3 1/8. I'm sorry, 3, 3 3/8, 6 3/8, and 6 3/4. Okay. All right. So we're gonna fold this over. I just some people like the more detailed. The second one is a little simpler. I like the first one better. Personally. Okay, so this is going to come around like this. So we're going to round those corners to make it look a little nicer. Okay, so it'll be like that. Then I'm going to take my notepad. I'm going to put glue right on the back. And I want to make sure I get it to the corners so it doesn't pop off. All right, and this is what I'm going to do. See that there's the first score line, then the second score line. I'm going to butt it right up against the second score line. Just like that. All right, and it's going to come around and just, it's perfect. Okay, so then let's bring this in. So this is a piece of that paper, and we're going to sponge this on. I think there's only one person that liked the second one better, unless I'm wrong. I could get a juicier pad out and this would go a little faster, but that's okay. Oh, good. I did give this away, similar to this, at one of my retreats. Speaking of retreats, I think I have 2 spots left for my retreat. I got a check in the mail today, and then somebody sent me a message as well saying that they are coming. And I didn't think they were coming because they're having a baby soon. I'm just trying to even it up a little bit here. Okay. All right, and I'm going to take this little paper towel, rub it, because there's quite a bit of ink on here. See what I mean? All right, so this piece is, I'll tell you, 4.5 by 2.5, and we're putting it on a piece of basic white. That's a good idea, Fran. Okay. All right, so this is going to go here. And I do like it trimmed up. I don't know what it is, but I don't like wide margins. I like them a little slimmer. I think it looks neater to me. I think it looks more elegant. There. Okay, so we're going to put this on here with just glue. All right, so then I always use these Velcro dots, the small ones, and I used to buy them at Joann's, but I did stop even before they closed because they were more expensive there than getting them on Amazon. Okay, so we're going to take this and put it right up here. And I take the other side off. Okay, come on. All right, and then I close it and make sure it's all straight and press on it. I am in Michigan. I'm in Canton, Michigan. Okay, so see how it sticks there? So I got that. So now what we're going to do is take, this is a new punch, and it's 1 7/8. So I want the 1 7/8 here. And then we're going to stamp. And this says just a note. And by the way, I don't think I showed you the stamp set I was using. Simply Said. Okay, I used this birthday wishes and also just a note. Okay, so we're going to take just a note right here with Versamark. That's funny. Jackson is doing well. He was here today. He wasn't supposed to be, but he was. So he was here yesterday. Today he'll be here tomorrow and Saturday as well. But I don't mind. He's a little cutie pie. I got ink on it. Okay, let me do that again. That's not going to work. That's better. Let me get this back in. going to heat this up. I do too. I think you're right, LaSheila. They would be great for that. And just add a small pin, and you can get them on Amazon. I did have silver ones, but for this, I would add a gold one. I don't know if they come in gold, but I'd try the same ones that I had, but I would try and find them. Now, this one is 1 3/4, and I am going to trim this just a little bit because I want it closer to the bottom. Okay, like this, so I can add the flower on top. And I'm going to get it over to the side a little bit, so it's not centered, and that's done purposely. All right, so we're going to put this on dimensionals. Thanks, Helen. LaSheila, if you find it in gold, let me know. I'm going to look in my past stuff and see if they offer the same ones in gold. I think you remember from the retreat, the silver ones that I had. Okay, so we'll put that on here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dimensionals on here instead of on the back here, because if I put them on the back, I might put them over too far, and then that won't work. Okay, so if I put them here, I know where to stick the just a note. So you know what silver one I'm talking about. Okay, so then I'm just going to take just a couple of these. Let me see which one I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one. And there was a little greenery one that I like. This one. Okay, so I'm going to stick some glue right up here. Okay, and I'll put this right here and just make sure it sticks on there. And I'm going to stick some glue on the bottom of here. The retreat's going to be here before you know it. I sure hope Patty's better by then. Okay, so let's grab one of these. And I'm going to grab a bigger one this time. Lay that right here. Hey, Kathy, thanks for the card for Patty. She loved it. It was so pretty how you did that. You must have sponged it on the ombre. And LaSheila, you've been sending her beautiful cards. I can't get this off my fingers. Okay, so bring this back in. I'm going to just put let me see if I can grab it with this. Sometimes it pulls the knot right out, and that's why I was grabbing it with my scissors. Okay, so here is the notebook. Isn't that so cute? All right, so we have the notebook, and we have this card, which I think is beautiful. And then of course, our arched card. So here are your projects. And remember, if you would like these mailed to your house, I would love to do so. Just place a minimum order by Sunday, a minimum order of $50, and I'll be happy to send you these make and takes for free. Yes, Nancy, we will be doing a swap, so I'll be getting that information out shortly. But anyway, I hope you like these. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and give me a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. And thank you for joining me every Thursday night. I look forward to this night all week. And I want to thank you for allowing me to earn your business. So have a great night and an even better weekend. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.